Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 22nd of May for the Sun or the Ascendant. I'm going to share with you the standout details that we can all collectively relate to, but please stay with me. I will then explore in much greater detail all the key ins and outs influencing each of the 12 zodiac signs from Aries through to Pisces. Now, as this week begins, so the Sun is finding its way in the sign of Gemini, which is the third zodiac sign. It's governed by air, it's mutable, which means it's flexible, but it's forging an awesome link with Mars. And I think this gives us a lot of enthusiasm as we burst into this week. Now, we do have that very powerful influence between Pluto, Jupiter and Mars also reaching a peak on Thursday as they link with the north and south nodes, forging what's known as a grand fixed cross. And because the fixed energy is all to do with being very consistent in our approach, one of the difficulties with having Pluto and Jupiter and Mars all agitating against each other is that they can all be very resistant to flexing and just being a little bit more giving, so it can create a lot of tension. And this is where the energy between the Sun and Mars can be so helpful. Mercury is the ruler of Gemini, and it's a very flexing, quick-witted and nimble energy, and if we can react to situations in that kind of way, it's really going to help us. But later in this week, it is true that Saturn, the planet of limitation, is slowing down the Sun, and we do also have a quarter moon in the sign of Virgo. So the Sun in Gemini is influenced by both Saturn and the quarter lunation. So I feel when it comes to deciding on things speedily, which is a very Gemini trait, we're actually being cautioned not to do that, and we just need to take the time to work through the processes to consider our options. But it may seem at times that if we do one thing, it's going to have several other influences that could be unintended. So that's a complex set of influences for this week, but there is that sense of excitement with the Sun in a thrusting angle to Mars. And I think one of the things we could have an opportunity to enjoy is some social interaction, which will be very welcome indeed. If you're a returning visitor to my channel, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here, it's great to have you with us. Please do subscribe, click or tap on the bell notification symbol. Every time I drop a video, you'll get an update. And also, if you'd like to get your free daily horoscope fired to your device each morning, please see the link below where you can subscribe, totally free of charge. So Sagittarius, your week commencing the 22nd of May forecast sees the Sun finding a toehold in your sector of relating, but it also links in a brilliant way with Mars early in this week. And if there's someone that shares a hobby with you, an interest that you can collaborate with, you can really spur each other on. If you are someone who really enjoys the type of sports such as squash, badminton, tennis, where you have one direct opponent, even chess, if you like a more cerebral challenge, then this set of influences between the Sun and Mars can also bring out your competitive spirit, but in a really positive way. But of course, we do have your ruler Jupiter interacting with the opposition between Mars and Pluto, and very, very close to the North Node, and therefore opposite the South. And that suggests that when it comes to points of view, you can be someone who has a vast range of knowledge. And that knowledge means that if you're having a discussion with someone over a drink, you can often surprise people by just all the different pieces of information you have. But with the South Node just tucked up in your 12th house, that's a bit more of a sensitive, tender area. And there could be the grounds for a debate this week, but also quite a heated discussion if someone sees something in a different way. And it could even be a family member, as Saturn, the planet of structure but also restriction, then angles in a tense right angle to the sun in the latter part of this week. And as much as your enthusiasm can be infectious in the early part of the week, in the latter part of the week, if it does get a bit bogged down or tense, your feelings are going to be very close to the surface, and it may be more difficult to disguise any frustration that you may feel. Now, if you would like to ascend above this zodiac broadcast and understand how serious astrology can have a profound impact on your personal knowledge and awareness of how to plan your life moves, if you give me 3 pieces of personal birth data of time, date and place of birth, I can provide for you your life roadmap report, which will help you to gain a much more intimate understanding of the patterns in your situation, good and more challenging. But also in my special package of 30% off, you can get your 12-month personal forecast, which will give you searing insights that are totally unique to you. If you don't know your time, you can still order your charts, but I will prepare for you my solar package, which enables you to understand your situation very much based on the sun. So if you enjoy watching sun YouTube videos, these are perfect for you. Please see the links below for more.